Thank you guys for coming. Appreciate it. Great win. Just a really, really impressive third quarter there by us to score 32. I thought we were a little bit hesitant there in that second quarter, or I don't know. We weren't fired. We had a hard time scoring, which is not the norm. But just a great bounce back in that third quarter to put the game away. I thought Southern Utah did a nice job. They played hard. They didn't have a lot of depth, and their kids just played their tails off. So a lot of respect for that. But a great game, and I think just big picture, the non-conference is over. Or the pre-conference, I guess. We've played one conference game, but and to start 12-0 and to be doing as well as we are is fantastic. And, I think we're ready for Pac-12 play. These last three games after we played Colorado, trying to stay sharp and keep pushing was a little challenging, but, I'm proud of our team for where we're sitting right now and what we've achieved. But when we set out to talk about our goals for the season, we didn't talk about preseason. So a lot in front of us and a lot of work to do and a lot of things to continue to improve upon. But really proud of our team and where we sit right now.
Okay, go ahead, questions.
Okay. So Taya, obviously you were a top candidate. What do you think went right about the game?
Yeah, I think as a team, it's easy to play on a team with girls who work so hard, because then it opens shots for yourself. And scoring wise, when you have Alyssa Peely in the paint and they're all clogged up on her, then you have an open player. Or if you have G or Kennedy or shooters outside, then it makes it really easy for the rest of the team.
You've had a really successful stretch here the last little bit, inducted into your high school's Hall of Fame.
How about that, huh?
Yeah. And then, of course, having a career night, what does it feel like finding your footing in this new role?
It's so much fun. I just keep on loving basketball more and more. So it's such a good community to be in. And when you're playing with people you love and getting coached by people you love, it just makes you want to play more. Yeah.
Lynn, it felt like you really tested the depth of your bench. There was one point where you kind of emptied it out, and I think that's actually when we saw the spark.
Yes, yes, it was.
And this team kind of figuring some things out against Southern Utah. What did you see out of your bench that you liked today?
Well, I think Taya is an example of that. Deja, they're just so active. I didn't think we started the game with the defensive intensity again that we need to. It happened on Tuesday as well. But I thought we started the third quarter the right way with that starting group. But, I think the awesome thing as a coach is to have that depth. And there's no better thing than to be able to, if a group's not, if we're not playing the way we need to play, that you can put in people, then there's no drop off. And in fact, there was a kick up. And that speaks to our depth. And so that's a luxury for me to have, for sure. And then again, I was proud of that first group in the third quarter. They started it the right way, and it set the tone for the whole thing. So that was a good job. Good.
Gianna, what was it about that first quarter versus heading into that third quarter that you felt like was maybe a little bit different for you guys as the starters?
Yeah, I think in the second half, we kind of just came in with a different defensive intensity. It starts on the defensive end. Obviously, we can get it going offensively, but if we're slow and not talking on defense and have no energy, that translates to our offense. So we all know, all of us starters and the bench players, we all know we have to start the right way, and we'll fix it.
Payne McFarland's been missing from the lineup for a little while. I noticed that she's slowly being reincorporated into the game. What does it mean having a player like her back and available?
It's great. I think it just adds another, another 6'4" athlete, and we're going to need her when we get into Pac-12 play for sure. And it's been great these last three games. She's gotten in when it's not a pressure situation, because there's, you come back from an ACL, there's always this kind of mental acclimation, and you can see that she was a little nervous out there, and but mean, we all know how she finished last year and her potential, but it's going to take a couple weeks, and and it's so to have Kelsey Reese, 6'5", Peyton 6'4", Alyssa, and then you've got Jenna, Taya, and we've got Naya, another freshman coming along. That allows us to be pretty aggressive defensively, offensively, when foul trouble is not a huge issue or concern. We never want to get in foul trouble and foul and stop the game, but it's really nice, and we're going to need her when it comes into Pac-12 play.
It seemed like it was a pretty good crowd considering maybe
Yeah.
not the most exciting game
Yeah.
matchup. What does it feel like having the crowd kind of starting to buy into what you guys are selling?
It's huge, and I can't stress enough how much it means and how our players feed off of it, and it makes for that home court advantage and for our program to achieve the level that I think we can here in Salt Lake City. The fan and community support is it's a critical element, and I think we're putting a good product out there that people are wanting to watch, which matters. I don't want to go watch a bad basketball game either, right? So, we have a good team and a fun style of play, and if we can continue growing these crowds, then I think that's the next step for us to become, one of the nation's best. So we appreciate those that have faithfully been coming, those that are new, and we just want to keep building it.
You guys will be on the road for several weeks before you come back. Pitch this team, though. When you guys are back in the Hunty, why do people need to come and check you guys out?
Well, I think a lot of people have the perception of women's basketball, and it has changed so much. It's evolved. We're fast. We're athletic. Our kids share the ball. How many assists do we have today? 30 assists. Yeah, which is awesome. So it's not a one or two headed monster, and people. It's everybody sharing the ball. We pressure on defense. I don't know where we're at now, but we're coming into the night number 2 scoring team in the country, and 12-0, right? Like, we have a chance to do something that's never been done, but we need people's help. We need this place to be rocking, and I think the coolest thing about our team. There's a lot of cool things about y'all, but one really cool thing is that they all love being here. Like, they're proud to be Utes. They want to be here. They love playing for this school and this program, and I think that matters, and I think it shows. And so this is their team. This is the community's team, because they love this place, and so I think they should come.
You mentioned you're 12-0, undefeated at the moment. Pac-12 play for women's basketball is particularly hard. How much does it matter having those wins under your belt heading into what's probably going to be a much harder stretch than
For sure.
you've already faced?
For sure. Well, I think some of those wins too, Michelle, like, we've had some great wins where we've played Power 5 teams, and I think that stretch where we had, Oklahoma, were they 16th or something when we played them, and we beat them, and then we played Alabama, who's a quad 1 win. They're going to make the NCAA tournament, and then we beat Ole Miss, same thing. They're going to make those are Power 5 really good winning programs, and then we play at BYU, get a convincing win there, which is never easy to play there, and then come back and beat Colorado. So even though we're 12-0 and we've had some games that have been easier for sure. We still have been tested, so I feel good about going in the Pac-12, understanding that it's not going to be easy. There's not a single game on there that's a circle like, oh, this one will be fine here, which is fun. That's why we all signed up to be in this conference. The players are elite, the coaching's elite, so we're going to have to bring it, and I don't know that anybody in this league is going to go undefeated, but that's just going to make us all better, and I think we're probably a 7 or 8 team bid league at this point. So we just want to make sure that we continue getting better every week and not get too ahead of ourselves looking to March.
Do you have anything else?
Sure, yeah. So what is your game plan ahead of the 2 Washington games next week? What are you going to work on in practice?
Ooh. I'm going to enjoy Christmas first. We all deserve a break, and these players have earned one. The tricky thing with conference when you get into it is that you're so familiar with those teams, how they run, what they do, what they play, and everybody's so different. So, our game plan for Wazoo in terms of defensively will be different than what it is for Washington. But the thing is you win games in this league by players being locked in and attentive to the scout. But we're not going to change how we play. So we're always going to try to play with tempo, score 100, pressured, all that kind of stuff. So we're going to be who we are, and then we've just got to be really locked in with the scouts.